Sometimes people's worst property nightmare, they're in the family home and a unit block could be built next door to them. How do you know if that's going to happen before everyone else does? We're going to teach you. Stay tuned.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Novak. How are we this morning?
Excellent. How are you going? Nice haircut.
Thank you. Feeling a bit fresh. I had to do it. I just had to. It's too long. I think I'm trying to copy you, mate. That's bad.
Well, yours is a bit military, mate. Look at it.
Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Now I'm following on the COVID trend when everyone was hanging to get a haircut when everything was closed. So I thought I'd take the plunge now before it's too late. But thank you for joining me on a Sensei Saturday. I love these Saturdays with you because here we are deep diving, talking about all sorts of topics. And this morning, not so much honing on just the commercial side of everything. It's a bit of between commercial and residential. We're talking about DAs. We're talking about development applications. Now, you were telling me just before we jumped on camera that once upon a time, it was fairly easy for the general public to gain access to this information, i.e. via the newspaper, right? And now these sorts of things are kept on the low, but you can find them and we're going to teach you how.
Yeah, and it used to be, I guess, there's an obligation from council to let all the locals know something's going to be built around them. And you're right, that's really changed. Whereas before, it used to be, I think, a lot clearer, a lot more concise. It used to be advertising in a paper. All the locals used to know and talk about it. Since that paper disappeared, and since private certification appeared rather than everything going through council, it's been a bit tricky to find out if you're going to get a unit block built next door to you, if the neighbour's going to put in a pool, if a window's going to go in opposite your bedroom from the neighbour next door. That sort of stuff, we're going to teach you how to keep an eye out on it so it doesn't run on you. Because a lot of it's just knowing about it early, then you could do something about it. If you don't know about it early and it's too late, you're stuffed.
Absolutely. And I think let's go on one of the portals that we were looking at before we jumped on screen. And hopefully I'm going to share it correctly here. Nope, that's not right. Give me one moment. Give me a second. Okay. So it's not this portal here. So what we're on here, for everyone that's watching at the moment, planningalerts.org.au. And what you've taught me and what's pretty interesting about this search engine here, basically you'll be able to punch in, and we're going to start right from the very beginning. So for instance here, it says enter a street address. And we use, for example, Novak HQ, for instance. And the moment you start punching in a street number, you'll get pulled up with different street addresses. Now,
is that New South Wales only, or is it all Australia?
I believe this is all Australia.
Yep.
So here we are. Now, like I mentioned, punched in 822 Pittwater Road, DY, and this is essentially generating applications within a 2-kilometre radius of this property here. So what's really neat and interesting is then once you start scrolling down, you'll be able to pick up all of these applications here. Now, it's sorting them out by the most recent first, and then you can look them up by closest first. Now, we're just gonna take a stab in the dark, and for instance, we're gonna click. Let's look at one.
Can I just pause you for a sec, guys who are watching? There is no way for you to search every DA in your area on the council website easily unless you're using this software. So this is going to let you know at the same time the council knows. It's not relying on a notification period or anything like that. As soon as that goes in, it's going to let you know. So please just have a good look at this piece of software because it can save you a lot of heartache. You put in your email address and it can automatically tell you. You don't even have to go all the time.
this section here, get alerts of new applications here. That's just unbelievable. That's just such a time saver. It can really keep you conscious as well when you're obviously in the pipework and the plans of wanting to do something yourself. You can obviously keep in mind other things that are going around you. Now, let's, for instance, we're going to click on this one here, 7 Prescott Avenue, DY. This was submitted 10 days ago, and it says demolition works and construction of a dwelling house, including a swimming pool. So we're going to click into that there, and it gives you a map view, street view. And one of the interesting sections here is read more information. Now, this is another section that we're gonna talk a bit more on. Once we click into this,
and this is all for Australia, guys. This isn't just the Northern Beaches. This will allow you to be told about DAs close to your home, your house, your business, your property, and then it'll link into here as well.
Yeah, Northern Beaches Council makes this public access information. It's just a matter of knowing how to access it, because it can be quite fiddly, especially when we're looking within a date range. And for instance, this one here, the status that it's under is the application's lodged. Now, it was lodged there on the 8th of the 3rd, so this month, and we've got a general notification period of a bracket of time between the 15th and the 29th, okay? Now, when you look at it here, we see the property highlighted just there, and then we can go to documents, and we can actually have a look at any documents that have passed through council for this particular property.
So, guys, this has always been on council websites, guys. There's no magic here. But where the magic is you will not be told about, you potentially, if you're not adjoining the development site, you will not be told about the development site. We are giving you a piece of software that is free, that you can put your email address into, and once you've put your email address into and your address, it's going to inform you the minute even someone wants to put a pool in, if they want to put a unit block in, if they want to put commercial, anything, any change in your area is going to be emailed to you. Council is not doing that for every property in the area. They're only doing it for adjoining properties, and they're not giving this information. So I urge everyone to put their address. We don't get a sent out of referring this website, but if you own a house or a unit, I urge you to whack your address in here, your email address and your address, and it's going to tell you anytime something gets developed around you.
Definitely, definitely. We're going to punch back on here. Now we're going to go straight back to the very beginning. So that's, again, guys, it's planningalert.org.au. This URL will be supplied below once we've finished up with the show. But another one here. So what Mark and I were discussing as well before the show is you can actually look on the Northern Beaches Council website at applications that, for instance, have either been determined, submitted, or outstanding within a given range of time. Now, obviously, with development applications, they're not things that happen overnight. It's not something that gets ticked within a 24 to 48-hour period. It can take weeks, it can take months, and it's all subject to what it is that's actually been put forward. Now, I, for one, and you, Mark, we're big fans of Brookie, fans of Brookvale.
It was a fun exercise when we did this.
So you're looking at Brookie here as a whole, applications that have been submitted, for instance. I've given it like a 6-month range, 1st of September 2021 up until now. And if, for instance, if I click one of these bubbles here we go. Just going to move that over. So 42 Winbourne Road, Brookvale, show applications. So we're going to click on that one there.
So where this is good is if you're a business operator in a suburb, for example, and you want to know if you've got a competitor coming into your suburb, if you want to know which direction your suburb's going, a development applications are people making major investments into their properties. You want to know about it as a business owner. You want to know about it as a local. This is a great piece of software to do it in that mapping way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, obviously, when you start to look at the documents, they do come up periodically in terms of the year that they were submitted. A lot of the time, especially if it's something that's been newly lodged, it doesn't pop up straight away here, but you will be advised once the documents start to be uploaded. There is a process. You will have almost like a case operator and manager that will be looking over the development application, and there will be several visits. There will be several steps that will entail them to go through in order for the application to be present here online. But you will at least have an insight or an overview really of what it is that they're trying to do. I'm just going to go back here.
What I loved was when we did this exercise is it pretty much gave a plethora of new businesses coming to that area. So
yeah, absolutely.
I was sitting there going, oh my God, there's that Jim's blah, blah. Jim's made an approval to go in here, and far out, what was that, Axe Place?
Oh, Kiss My Axe. And then you've literally seen the
there's an axe throwing business that's coming to Brookvale, and they've already opened, but we saw their DA and we saw their plans. So it was literally looking at these businesses going to be opening up or already opened up, their applications that they've made in the area. It's really, really powerful information.
Now, for instance, I'm looking here. Now, this property is on Sydenham Road. Use of premises as a restaurant, including internal fit out. So I'm curious about this one. I'm interested. And this one has in fact been approved. Okay, this was approved. Well, it was submitted last year on the 28th of the 6th. It was determined in October. Alrighty. Now, if we look here, that's the premises that I'm talking about there. It says 2-1 Sydenham Road. Let's have a look. Stamped plans. This is what I love to see. Stamped plans. We click onto that there, and look at that. You can actually see
exactly what it's going to be. Even in some of the internal fit outs are on some of that stuff.
Some of the internal fit outs. This is unbelievable. Like, you're looking at a bird's eye view here. And again, guys, public information, it's there. It's there for people to see, to know, to understand, and to, put their thoughts into it as well. It's great to see, though, like, for instance, a suburb like Brookvale that I absolutely love so much. And look, to know about it for the past 14 to 15 months and see it grow unbelievably. Like, it's awesome to know that this is the type of things that are being introduced. And this looks like there was a lot of work, a lot of planning involved with something like this.
So I hope we helped everyone today. There's I think planning alerts is the big nugget out of today before we go. If you want to learn about anything happening around you, you must go onto planning alerts. Just Google planning alerts, put in your address, put in your email. You'll be automatically for free told of any developments in your local area. It is a must for any property owner, whether you own a unit or a house. You've got an investment in an area, in a piece of real estate. You want to know what's going on around you. Make sure you've got your details plugged in here. And then council websites, I suppose a lot of people are using this to just architect. But, for anyone who wants to use it, it's free. And today we've shown you how to use it.
Well, guys, hope you've learned a lot. Hopefully you've absorbed as much as you can. Mark and I always here. Sensei Saturdays. I'm always learning from you, Mark. So thank you again for joining me. And I will see you next Saturday, mate.
Have a good one, everyone. Cheers.